All right, guys, what is up? And welcome back to round number 6. I'm here with my man, Richard Zapp.
What is going on,
Richard
everybody?
Zapp, Zappity Zap.
Indeed.
We got two really cool matchups. We have Bradley Keys on the left playing the Kel leader. Hello?
Never seen that.
The Kel leader?
at a
I'm not even
table.
sure I know what this leader does. And then on the right, we have Alexander playing Janimba.
Right.
Now, is this the mill Janimba, right?
Correct. Yeah, so very wild. So Alexander is sitting pretty with a 4-1 record, and Bradley Keys 3-1-1. He drew last second against Ryan Severin in the last round. But Bradley proving that this leader that is incredibly unconsidered might actually be competitive.
Yeah.
Do you have any theories on why that might be?
I have absolutely zero theories of why that would be. To me, it's well, I don't know. I played it a couple times on stream. It was pretty fun, and it felt like there was a little bit. It reminds me of the Gotenks leader, you know, where it's like the discard's there, but it's kind of like a minus to you two, so it's like kind of weird.
Right.
But it just seems to work out for him. Do you have any ideas why?
So I think one of the unique characteristics of this leader is he can actually play time kicker.
Okay.
And time kicker could be a way to counteract some of these triple attacks that the
Oh, that's
Shenron
true.
leaders are trying
Yeah.
to do.
Okay.
So that's
Because
one
it's a universe 6, right? Is that a universe 6?
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
That's the criteria.
And okay, I'll actually pull that up here. We'll talk about the card a little bit.
Draft box 19, your event is ready to start. Draft box 19 is ready to start. Please report to customer service.
Yeah.
Draft
So
box
Alexander on the middle deck is playing it as a 4-1. Kale is currently a 3-1-1. Got a draw against, I believe it was Ryan Severin. So yeah, absolutely in contention to continue winning. And to potentially top at this rate. I guess Bradley actually was not qualified before today. Played in the LCQs yesterday
Oh, crap.
with the same deck.
With the
With his
freaking
Kel
Kel deck?
Yeah.
All right. And got right in.
Yeah, Bradley proving that this is real.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens here. Looks like he's playing. Is it like a veggies package?
That's what it seems like.
Okay.
One of Kale's benefits being able to there's a 3-cost Khalifa, I believe it's Super Saiyan 2, which is another card that you're able to support by playing the Kale leader. But we'll have to see what kind of creative ideas motivated Bradley to play this leader over another.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of, especially even, I don't think Kel's even the best Universe 6 leader. Like, you have Khalifa.
Correct.
You know, that card seems pretty neat. You can self-awaken. It's very aggressive. I never in my days would have thought of Kel coming out in the National Championship.
Struggling with the mic. We're in the process of trying to get that worked out. No worries, friends.
All right, guys, we'll turn up a little bit more. Is that better? Oh, okay. Well, let me turn up some more, guys. That should be a lot better. We've, like, doubled the noise here. Let us know. It's going to be a little bit of delay, so. A lot better.
Excellent.
Okay, awesome. All right.
Okay, fantastic.
Sorry, guys, I didn't want to blow your guys' ear off, but I guess I didn't go quite high enough, so my bad. So we see Chrysler Crusher come down.
Just to summarize some of the big points we made. One of the unique characteristics of Kale is being able to play Time Kicker. Another one being able to play that Super Saiyan 2 Khalifa, which is a potent card that I believe is take a damage and or no, that's the Khalifa that can search your deck for another Saiyan.
Yeah, that's just like the championship pack version of it.
Right.
So it's
Right.
it looks a little bit different. I'll tell you what though, that's a sick card. I saw it like the other day. Someone had one. I was like, I didn't even know she had a promo, and it's awesome.
It's very pretty.
We see Shinron Veggies being very good, so she's actually turned into a pretty playable card. Actually, a lot of value.
And yeah, that 3-cost Kaba is a very intimidating card as well in this format. With a red leader, your 20k can attack untap creatures, and they can't negate. They can't play Zeno button. They can't play Dimension Magic.
Yep.
Pretty powerful option.
Well, we found out that this meta so far has been a pretty negate-heavy meta. We've seen it's a lot of things happen, and I'll tell you what. If you can't be negated, that's a huge upside. We see Danny play it with his
Infernal Wing.
yeah, Infernal,
Super
yeah,
17.
right, exactly. That, you know, it's just a great to not be able to be countered. Used to be not that big of a deal, but now it's a pretty staple, pretty big thing.
Bradley showing his expertise with the Trunks Bridge to the Future card, showing that you can actually mill the first card and then debate on making a decision if you want to mill the second card or not, and taking advantage of not having to do that to increase the consistency of his hits when he plays his Kaba. Absolutely right. Kami would be a game changer right now if Alexander is holding on to one.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this before, but I'll tell you one thing that's really cool about Kami, a lot of players do, is we'll get this situation where they'll have this board up like this. They'll have a huge board, and they'll go, okay, I'll just combo my remaining cards so I go down to 3 as my last attack. And I've seen a lot of people get blown out by just a negate. Negate you can't combo anymore. They're like, oh no.
Exactly.
Dust in the wind.
Box number 9 to the
So
customer service.
on the
Window
flip
box
side,
9.
though, he is using all 3 energy that he's going to have in order to resolve a Kami. So the question is, can he do anything after that?
Dusty, much love from all the Netherlands. Guys, to the Netherlands, thank you so much for watching. And awesome to have somebody from the Netherlands watching us. This is fantastic. 669 of you guys. Thank you all so much for your love, for your support. We've said it all week, and we'll continue to do so. This weekend is for you guys. So if there's anything that me or Richard can do to make your Dragon Ball Super Nationals experience better, let us know, guys. That's what we want to do here. That's what we are dedicated to do for this weekend, guys. It's been an awesome celebration here live, and I hope that you guys watching on Twitch have also been excited to watch it as well.
Absolutely. It's so exciting that us here at the USA that we can share Dragon Ball Super with you all, especially at this high of a level.
We see it growing everywhere, too. You know, we see it, the Latin American Championships happened not too long ago. It was last week. We see, plans for European support as well. We've seen people, store owners from Europe in chat telling us all this ideas they have. So it's just going to be awesome.
Absolutely. So records again. Alexander is sitting pretty at a 4-1 record, and Bradley at a 3-1-1 just drew. Both of them still absolutely in contention to
little 3-drop Janemba. This is a
top
card
32 or better.
that I thought would get cut from the Janemba decks eventually.
Right.
I feel like this card isn't very impactful when it comes down, but I'll tell you what, if it's at Alexander's deck, he knows what's going on. So what do you think about this card?
So one way to think of it is that it's additional copies of your Phantom Blade.
Sure, okay.
So the way it works, you hard cast it for 3, you pay 1 more for the 4, and then you put it back underneath, and you get the other one that's underneath. Like, if you're not running enough, it's a way to increase the numbers of it.
Sure, okay.
I'm not always told that that's correct, but you also get a 19k attack out of that. So it's not just identical to playing the 4-drop.
Absolutely.
There's actually an argument that it's better because you get that 19k attack beforehand.
Chat goes, is that a Kel leader? It is, guys. It is absolutely a Kel leader. We are as blown away as you guys, but he's doing fantastic. Like you said, got in with last chance qualifiers yesterday, and
playing the same list.
It's playing the same list, and just wrecking people today. It's fantastic to see that. I'll tell you what, guys. I think the Bradley is 4-1-1.
3-1-1 for Bradley.
Yeah, 4-1-1 would be not possible.
Right.
So 3-1-1.
And Alexander is 4-1.
Awesome. Also, Mr. Nestor 1982 in chat with us, Hakai. Thank you so much, my man, and welcome to the chat.
Absolutely. So Phantom Blade hitting board, punishing that impeccable Kaba.
The most expensive tournament promo currently available, by the way. You guys jumped up to like $32.
It is. I heard about that.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. And Alexander's about to show Bradley why it's so expensive. We'll see if he gets his money's worth here. Here we go. Coming in for the attack.
So I suspect
Off Janemba.
we're going to see him attack a Kaba and then use the trigger to probably put the untapped Kaba.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people say that the special pack, Janemba is just as good. I think what they're missing out on here is that this card has removal, and that's why it's where it's at, right? It has all the benefits of the special pack promo, and gets removal, which is very important in the mill deck, right? You want to stay alive, you want to play that defense.
I agree. One thing to point out here is one of the benefits of KO is having the Universe 6 super combo, being able to play it at 5. A different leader may not be able to take the same advantage. Like if he was playing Pan or
Absolutely.
or Rudigarn, wouldn't quite necessarily have that spell buff.
Insert coins from Switzerland. No big deal.
No,
that is awesome. I love seeing you guys.
Dragon Ball Super players, that's 10 minutes into the match. If you still do not have an opponent in front of you, please raise your hand and call.
So it looks like
judge.
Alexander might be ending his turn here.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Super players, that's 10 minutes in the match.
Something
Please raise
interesting
your
about
hand and
Alexander
call
is
for
he's
a
also
judge.
playing the 1-drops, which actually puts him in a minority. Last round when we saw Pato Nil, he didn't play any copies of the 1-drop or any copies of the 3-drop.
I actually like that build a lot. I think that build's a lot more efficient. I think that you draw a lot with this deck, so you're going to get your 4-drops. I don't think you necessarily have to build for them. Though, not that I think that the 3-drop is unplayable by any means. I think it's just a little bit more efficient against Storm to cut some of these, I'm going to say dirty cards, but less impactful defensive cards.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that are successful with that. Trey Faircloth is actually 5-0 with the middle leader here.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Brady. Is it? Oh, it's Brady on the match list. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay, so we're 50-50 on Kel player's name.
We can go ask the player.
Yeah,
which
why-
I'm going to do.
Which is what we'll do. We're gonna take bets, see who can get his name right. We apologize if you're watching this on recording, either Bradley or Brady, but just know we love you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got you, Greg. You're good to go.
So what's been dominating the meta? If I had to guess about the top 32, 40, I'm going to guess 25% androids, 25% storm, 25% red leaders, 15% Shenron, 10% Janimba. Pretty wide variety of leaders. The red leaders ranging from Kale to Baby Vegeta to Hercule.
All right, so it turns out our Kel hero his name's actually Brady, but I don't think the L is silent. So do you think we cut the L out? Is that
The decisions.
I'm not. Okay, we're gonna try it.
I apologize in advance. This is my handwriting.
Sorry, Brady. We love you, man. If you're watching the
We'll
VOD,
get you there.
hopefully you won, so you won't be as mad. Danny Hype's Records X2, guys.
So power over seeing time. We used to see this all the time. Looking back at the old the old Veggie decks, but we haven't seen it in a while since people
We
thought
haven't.
of Shigesh.
Well, the big thing it was used for was to get Shigesh. Right, exactly. And obviously, Shigesh is not playable in the Kel deck, so the targets aren't as good. We do see all four
And Brady
Kabas
plays
out.
all four.
See, he has he got a Kel at least. So he has two Kels, a
or
free
the
blocker. Yeah, you'll take the free blocker. I think it was Sister Attack that we saw as the other Kel, but I'm not sure.
Right.
It was pretty fast.
So the next question is, how many copies of Kami does Alexander play in his side deck?
Hopefully it's more than 0. Can we get a pie graph of the leaders represented? Guys, I don't know.
So he has 2 Kels in his hand that he's about to play for free, I think.
He gets to draw here.
Wow. What a powerful turn. Alexander contemplating a negate, activates the dimension magic. Proving to definitely be a recognizable force in this metagame, but not necessarily defining the format.
No. I mean, it's a great card. I don't think, we had a discussion about it. And
We did
Yeah.
on the Kitchen Table Meta
Yeah,
YouTube
and I think this is kind of just what we expected it to do is what it's doing now, right?
Correct.
Very powerful card, a great defensive card, needed, but not overbearing in any way.
Dragon Ball players in the draft box, number 20. Please come up to this customer service.
We see
Draft
the
box
Great
20.
Saiyan Man Super Combo, which is a Sparking combo, which doesn't mind so much how much life they're at, but how many cards are in your discard pile. We see those being played. There's a variety. They're not wholesale being used.
No, not at all. We have Brady at 4, it appears, because he's awakened. So unless I missed something completely, that is correct.
So I'm really curious if Alexander is just trying to dig hard for the one-off Kami that he may or may not play.
True.
Most versions of this deck, as I've seen people play 1 to 2, but it's not absurd to not play in the main.
So what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about the Kel leader in between matches here, so we can kind of
Absolutely.
talk a little bit about it. Someone get it pre. So, the awakened side of Kel says if Caulifla is in play in your battle area, you don't have to place cards from your hand in the drop area as a result of this card's skill. Then it says when this card attacks, draw 1 card, then place 1 card from your hand in the drop area, and your opponent places 1 card in their hand in the drop area. So as long as you have a Caulifla on board, which obviously Bradley does, or Brady does, then your opponent has to discard a card, which is a big deal. It really adds up.
Very much so. So it looks like Alexander discarded the Zeno button to stop the double strike from power every single time. We pass back to Alex. He's trying to find a turn 4 play. Looks like Brady didn't play attack with his leader either.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Maybe he just didn't want to draw a card. Like he's too close to milling out, and he just doesn't want to draw a card. Would be my guess. I can't quite see the size of his deck here, but that would just be my guess.
I think that's the same assumption. But unless they end up being able to get to their Kami, I think you win the game, assuming he has more than about 6 cards in deck.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the only way Alexander can win from this spot is to just mill his opponent out. So if Brady has set himself up to stop that, then should be a game 1 for Brady here.
Right. One of the real defining characteristics of people that understand this mill matchup is if they're playing the super combos that are 0-10 generically, they're not afraid to use those in the early game to protect their cards because they don't care about missing out the draw because they know that's a draw that's going to bring them closer to losing.
Right. Oh, yeah, DB, sorry. Yeah, we talked a little bit about Time Kicker, but I think the mic was turned down real low when we did. Yeah, but Zap brought that up and talked about how that shuts down a lot of Shinron combos. And, yeah, absolutely, yeah. The Time Kicker actually being a fantastic card when used in this against Shinron decks.
That'd actually be an interesting card to play here, being able to hit the Phantom Blade so he doesn't get his removal
right.
and doesn't get the mill.
Yeah, that's actually true.
So unyielding Trunks to give him 1 energy. Not sure what he's going to do with that 1. He could play Reality Bender Janimba. That'd be a useful use of that energy depending on how much he has left, but I'm not sure if he even has it in his hand. I might see a copy of it. It's hard to tell the way he's shuffling. George, I believe George is still undefeated.
Yeah, last time I checked, I think he was 5-0.
Wow. Killing it.
Yeah, doing fantastic.
Veggies. We've got a full salad on the board, and Brady knows what to do with them.
Yeah, Brady can barely untap all of his guys. He has so many guys tapped. It took both hands to untap his board.
I'm curious if he's going to play the Shenron. It might be too much of a liability.
I wish I could see how many cards were in his deck. Because we have that beautiful top-down view there, and it's impossible to tell if there's 20 or 2.
Right.
No, there's Shenron.
So he's drawing first, and then he's deciding what effect he wants to give. Because he may want to resurrect.
Sure.
No, he doesn't have any combos to resurrect. But he might want to resurrect a Kale. The
Sister Attack
Kale.
Yeah.
Correct. May want to take one of the 20k attackers and give it critical.
Absolutely.
That could also be valuable.
Like I said, it's really important to see what he wants to do this turn because attacking with Kel, I mean, like I said, I have no idea how many cards are in his deck, but right now, if he sets it too low of cards in hand, attacking with Kel will force him to draw. So it looks like he tapped with Leader.
The Reality Bender that I was predicting he would play, he had it, but chose not to play it. Must be really desperate to play a lot of Dimension Magics and try to find the combo power he needs to not lose here. I could see as little as 2 cards left in deck, possibly.
Yeah. Let's see, this is an attack with Kel here. He doesn't have to draw here. Actually, he's at 4 cards in hand, so he does have to draw, actually, right? Yeah. So he doesn't have to draw for the next one, which he does have another one in hand. Actually, no, if he played it, he would go back to 4 and have to draw again.
Next thing you know, we're going to need to get like you used to have that life counter. You might need to have a deck counter
so you can start
see how many cards are on the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm really anxious to see how this game ends up.
Oh, me too. I mean, it looks like it's just veggies.
Took the crit. Comes down to 2.
That's Sister Attack. It's to draw again.
Not seeing the cards I think they want.
He took that because it's 2 cards in hand. Still has so many attackers. He has 2 20k attackers left.
And he's probably just going to combo as much of his hand
I
as
mean,
he's
I would
allowed
just
to.
combo. If it was me, I would
I think I saw 3 cards. I think that's the last card. Yep.
Oh, he actually just starts picking up. He's like, "Well, you got me." Not much I can do about that. Holy crap, Brady.
Taking game 1 with Kale leader. Round 6 of the Dragon Ball Super National Championship.
All right, guys. So, like I said, we want to try to show you the guys the leader here. Talk a little bit about the leader. We had it all ready to go here. Now I'm going to let Zap talk to you a little bit about the Kel leader. Now, we can't show you the back of the card, unfortunately, but we do want to talk a little bit about what this leader does because it's one of those cards that you may not see a lot of.
Correct. If you want to maybe edit the...
No.
They're the regs because they keep on asking.
What is it? Oh, yeah. I can do that, yeah.
So a few characteristics of this Kale leader. So we know she's a Saiyan, which means Unending Awakening. Not Baba, but Unending Awakening. Fearless Pan is a strong trigger here.
Yep.
There's one other red Saiyan card.
Actually, there's a lot of cards. Yeah, After Image Technique.
Yeah, After Image Technique.
There's a lot of actually really good cards that work with that.
Time Kicker being one of the more unique cards, but I have yet to even see that in his side deck. Brady might even be foregoing that card, which would be a bummer, but I'd love to see him bring it in against Shenron.
I'll talk a little bit about Time Kicker.
Shuffling up. So trying to think of what this mill deck needs to do here. What does Alex need to adjust to compete here? And honestly, if he doesn't bring in commies, I could see game 2 looking a lot like game 1. We need some kind of mass removal.
Yeah, I mean, Kami is obviously the ideal situation here. Brady, gosh, I started out with his name wrong, now I can't fix it. Brady having Kamis and Kels in his deck. I don't know if you noticed that, but that's a lot of like mass board removal and in a format that has a lot of barrier. You know, a lot of the big threats in this game are barrier. So I'm really wondering why he brought in Kami. What's Kami in his deck for? What do you think he needs Kami and Kel for?
That does seem like a subpar choice.
An awful lot of removal. A lot of removal. Mass removal.
So alternatively, if Alex doesn't have Kami in his side deck, perhaps he has a Ghost Rampage Sun Gotenks.
Okay.
This is the super rare from set 5 that says whenever you play it, your opponent takes up to 100 of their battle cards and puts them back in their hand. Brady had just under 100 battle cards by the end of that game.
What's his record?
4-1-1. Or 3-1-1. 3-1-1.
Can you go on? You have the ARG Twitch, right?
And then Alex getting ready for game 2 at a solid record of 4-1. It would be 5-1. I'm sorry. Am I right?
Only 4-1.
4-1. Yeah.
I just realized I was thinking we should be hosting this event, but
Boom.
clearly it won't make a difference because no one's going to be checking.
Boom. Got you guys all ready to go on the player. No Kami inside deck.
Ooh. Did we see any of the 4-cost Gotenks? We were editing and didn't quite see the stream, but I'm wondering if he has access to that card, he might still be able to pull this out.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't make that clear. Yeah. Kami deals with barrier, yeah, but the Kels don't. And so it seems like if you have Kami and to deal with mass board removal, because remember, Kel isn't that great at removing one card. The reason why Kel is usually in your deck is to get value out of it, like a 1-1 and a 2 and a 1, or 3 and 2 1s. And in that regard, Kami does the same job and gets around barrier, where Kel is limited and costs much more, unless you are like Brady's last game and have all 4 Cobb out. Right.
Another important interaction to consider is some people might consider bringing him the Black Mass Saiyan to try to counteract some of these Kaba plays.
Yeah.
But it doesn't end up working out very well. Most of those veggies that are coming in are actually at 20k, so they dodge the trigger.
They dodge the trigger, yep.
Sister Attack Kale would probably be the one exception to that. Dauntless Kale, if they are... Well, no, Dauntless Kale they would be playing for free. So if they fetch it off the Kaba and then play it for free, that would not trigger Black Mass Saiyan.
Right.
But if they played it off 4-cost Red Khalifa, that would trigger.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah, I mean, Massane would be actually a pretty good pick here. It really shuts down the 4-cost Khalifa because, again, that's almost every pick from there is 15K.
Right.
All right, so let's see what's happening.
So we see the newfound powers, Sun and Gohan.
Yeah, Brady attacking here, 50,000 crit, takes a life, goes to 7. And Center actually combos out of it with a Unbreakable Goku.
Could you play 4-cost Shenron in Janemba Mill? Yeah, there are some people doing that. Not everybody. I haven't played tested the deck enough to really get a feel for if it's supposed to be there. I'd probably play about 2 copies if I was to start testing with it.
Okay, here comes Janemba. Mills 2 off the attack, 10,000 to what appears to be the Gohan, I would imagine, but we'll see.
I would imagine. I think part of this matchup is really going to be some lucky mills on Alex's part. He needs to really hope that he hits the Kabbas when they're appropriate and hits the red Khalifas to try to cut out the ceiling of Brady's deck. But I'm not sure that he can do that.
All right, chooses the 3-drop Janemba here.
Curious Heart, I believe. Again, that 19K body being relevant, not to mention barrier.
Attacks again, 5,000 to 5,000 this time.
Gonna activate a Sensu Beaner and Yoning to go to 2. Or not.
Right,
I thought he was gonna try to evolve this turn, but I think he's just trying to get the Gohan off the board.
Alexander investing a lot into this Gohan.
Alexander's game plan must really revolve around making sure Brady doesn't awaken. Which can make sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it does make sense.
Brady's self-awakening cards, they are expensive.
I mean, the Khalifa is another, a great way for him to awaken. It's essentially free.
Once you start getting your shenanigans off the ground, right? I think we're going to have to get that Saki Demon off the field. Because I think if it stays on the field for turn 3...
Ooh, another Gohan.
Ooh,
Unfortunate. We'll see what's... I'm guessing he's attacking the leader here, but... Again, I can't quite tell.
really seems like we're seeing another really similar matchup to Game 1. I don't think either of the leaders really tried to, or either the players tried to do anything to really change up their gameplay or their strategy so far. I'm concerned because I think Alex needs to do some kind of adaptation.
Absolutely. I mean, he seems to be in a matchup that's not favoring him.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't seem to have a sideboard that's going to help strengthen his game here. So in that case, you just have to find a way to outplay it.
Yes.
That's how I always see it. If you don't have a way in your sideboard to increase your chances, you just have to increase your chances through playing better. And charging a super combo.
I can't say that with the limited cards I see in his hand. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Well, it doesn't either, especially since it's a Sparking 5. It doesn't have to be awakened to use it.
That full power energy, that was I have to say it's a misplay on Alex's part. He could have evoed into the 3-drop right away, and not took all that, that hard pinch.
Well, attacking it for 10,000.
So we're going to see Janemba swing. We're going to see the Unyielding Trunks untap 1. And then from there, we are going to see him level up. No. Wow. Unorthodox sequence of plays by Alex. Okay.
Well, it costs an energy to evolve, right?
It does.
Yeah.
I was expecting to play an Unyielding Trunks.
Sure, not tap, yeah.
And then proceed with that. Especially with how likely it is that there's a 20k hitting the board at some point this turn.
Right.
So what we're finding throughout this format is Jamilba is doing a relatively solid performance. I'd say it's the third-ish most popular leader.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's definitely present. The quote-unquote more well-known players are really deviating away from the 1-drops and the 3-drops, and they're really focusing on finding alternate win conditions. So they're playing Feathering Destruction Champa, they're playing At All Costs Vegeta, and they are prioritizing a combination of being able to go mill or being able to go aggressively. And those seem to be the decks that are a little more successful, but Alex is also trying to prove that you can still play the full, let's just try to mill as many cards as we can as fast as we can.
2 free blockers down for Brady here and passing the turn. 5 to 6. Brady a little bit behind here on life, but that's good. He wants to get awakened as soon as possible.
Right.
So while Alexander, each life is precious when you're playing the middle deck. Your leader does essentially the same thing on both sides. Obviously, the negate is important.
But sometimes you need to self-hurt yourself just because against these big, tall, like Shenron decks, they try to go from 5 to 2 to 0,
Right,
and they
right.
try to knock you out before you even get a chance to use that negate effect.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You saw it all day. What? Can you lay that over that?
Very defensive hand by Alex. I see King Vegeta surprise attack. Notice how he charged
Agreed.
that 4-cost cell. Definitely not a misplay there. That's him just... He's going to try to bait. He's going to play a body, perhaps wait till next turn and play Vegito, and then try to really support a 30k Vegito to at least give him another turn, and hope that turn is enough to mill out.
Okay, well, here comes Demon Sword. Attacking it for 20k. And it looks like Brady's going to protect.
Which makes sense. You want the 20k on the board.
Yeah, that's what I thought was weird.
Yeah.
Because he used a card that's good next turn to defend a card that's going to die.
I'm trying to see his hand. I don't see him. I don't see Brady having a play next turn. But I can't see all 4 cards in his hand. But we drew another Red Khalifa, so it might not even matter. Is that the 4-drop or is that the 3-drop?
What he comboed with?
Oh no, he charged a 3-drop, which is one of the unique cards. Oh, we see his play now. Shenron, and they're probably gonna
Buyback Kaba.
Winning number 5 is ready to start. Winning at 5
He's looking
is
for
ready to
he's
start.
looking for a
Please report
Khalifa
to
here, I'd
customer
imagine.
service. Winning
Right.
at 5.
There it is. That's probably what he'll choose. And boom.
Is he gonna be able to awaken, and then he's really gonna be able.
They'll take him to 4.
Also, he'll just get a much bigger And also, literally, all of Bandai is just sitting around watching people play. It's like, I would like Bandai to come out and feature my character instead.
So 4 to 6.
Brady looking like he's in a pretty dominating position. The only downside is he's a little nervous because if he awakens right now, he has to rely on drawing into a play. Otherwise, he's burning his two energy for naught.
Hopefully we can find an image. If you don't have it.
Certainly respect the risk, but he's gonna go for it.
Yep, that's happened too.
So we see the KO attack directly. We're gonna hit a discard here. I expect that to not be Sensu Bean that he discards. Probably King Vegeta surprise attack.
Ooh, draws into a super combo.
Which he might just start casting the super combos with the 5Ks, just trying to do more damage.
Yeah, and maybe draw into something you can play off the 2.
Yeah.
Unyielding, that's a great discard. Or I guess combo piece to get from on your turn.
Right. So here you are. We're gonna see these Dauntless KOs go in, get pumped up to 15. Or no, he's gonna combo.
Oh, that was actually just his discard from Cal. He took it.
Oh, I
5.
see.
We're so behind now. I was like, we need time to set up.
But if we have to, because then I can literally just play Zarka.
That's absolutely true.
Assigned to Cronoa, and Cronoa draws into a Gohan, so he can actually extend this pretty deep if he's filling himself.
The Cronoa comes down.
Well, it does still be close.
Well, this is a comic. This is a comic. But how's it going?
How you gonna during
Alexander shuffling his hand vigorously, looking for an answer.
He is-
I don't think he's found it yet.
Listen, if he keeps doing that, he's going to catch his cards on fire. You know what I mean? He needs to slow it down a little bit. Let's
Right.
slow it down.
No Zero Magnum. He actually used Shenron's resurrection ability to bring back Saiyan Team Kaba.
Yeah.
well, I know that we'll take the cheaper with the STI because they have the long enough kit.
So here we see
Bring them, and then we'll
Callie
come up with something.
pumping real high. 30k. Trying to take him down to...
Trying to take
I'm
him down to
confused.
4.
Was that a combo or is that just... having a messy board state. We'll have to see to find out. Okay. He did. I think he went 35K just to get him from 5 to 4. Trying to understand the rationale behind that. Oh, he's playing around combi.
Yeah, but it's different.
He tried to get his board down to three so